So for those of you joining us on Zoom, this is the Courtyards at EPCON introduction of this community. It's an information meeting, and thank you for joining us. We're here at Willow Run Golf Course Country Club today, and both in person and on Zoom. If you've got questions in the Zoom audience, please save those questions for the end of this presentation. We'll try to keep the presentation to we'll try to keep it to about 20 minutes or so, and then open up for your questions. If we don't get your questions answered, we will certainly keep those in the chat, and we'll answer those later, but we'll get to them promptly. So that's it is a pleasure to be here. So it looks like the traffic flow has slowed down. I will get in position here. Thank you all for coming. We are introducing the Courtyards at Golden Gateway, and this is an informational meeting. So you're not going to be sold here. We wanted to make sure that everyone had good information on what was going on. There were some rumors around, and now we're about to begin a reservation event in March, and so this is the information meeting. I'm David Shelton. I'm the broker at Century 21 Advantage and at the Kelly Construction team. And I'll be the sales manager of the Courtyards of Golden Gateway. And I've been a developer as well as a contractor. I'm a husband and a dad and a granddad as well, just multi-relational. And so for this morning, again, this is an information meeting. It is the beautiful Courtyard homes built by Kelly Construction. It's an EPCON development. For those of you that don't know EPCON, we'll get into that in just a minute. We're going to introduce now Kyle Kelly, but before I do, we want to tell you that the Courtyards at Golden Gateway is intended for people that are 55 and up, an active adult community. It's amenity-rich, low-maintenance living, and luxury ranch-style homes featuring a side courtyard. And these homes are outstanding, and the community is incredible. And Kyle, to tell us more about this neighborhood, come and join us.
Thank you, and welcome to everybody. Thrilled to have everybody that could attend. Happy to have a whole host of people on Zoom with us today as well. And for everybody here in person, please feel free to stick around after. We'd be happy to kind of walk you through a couple of the boards that we have that goes into a little bit more detail, shows you the floor plans, the flow of the units, a little bit of the styling of the units as well. So we'd love to chat with you afterwards. But again, I'm Kyle Kelly with Kelly Construction. We've been building homes here in Sioux Falls since about 2018 and have really carved a niche in the luxury ranch style home, but building and delivering them in a streamlined, simplified, high style but low stress way. And we intend to carry that right through with the Courtyards at Golden Gateway as well, and we'll explain a little bit on how we just intend to do that as we roll through this program. We also build in Sioux City and in Omaha, Nebraska, and we're based in Dakota Dunes, South Dakota, so right down the interstate a little ways. So with that, EPCON. EPCON's probably not a name most people have heard of unless you've already been investigating this 55 and over active adult community environment. But EPCON is a big name in it. The thing with them is they've been doing it since the mid-'80s. They started just building them for themselves. They became so popular that other builders wanted to replicate them. Builders don't easily let other people use their plans though, just like us. We would say hard no. But they came up with a really innovative way to franchise their concept. So Kelly Construction has bought the franchise to EPCON. That enables us to use their floor plans and really use their systems that they've been developing specific to this niche product for the last 30 years. So that's really how this works. We are the owner, we're the developer. EPCON is almost like an advisor to us, giving us the blueprint of how to do this type of development in the right way. There's a whole bunch of them, and I think there are over 50,000 units throughout the nation now, and in most states, and they're expanding rapidly as well. So with that, our project. the Courtyards at Golden Gateway. We knew when we were coming to Sioux Falls, or wherever we were going to go, that the location is primary to everything. We wanted to be close to some great amenities, great services, easy transportation, just a whole host of things. Schools, quality schools, because a lot of people want to live close to their grandchildren, and their grandchildren are going to be in the great schools. So to be in as close proximity as possible, and we'll even talk about that in a second, because there's going to be a new school being built just within blocks of our site as well. So with that, location. Some of you probably know this already, but I've had the question this morning as well of where is the site? So I'm going to kind of point a little bit. This is looking south, to give you a sense here. Madison, Veterans Parkway. This is Powder House Road. It's gravel right now, but in the spring it will be paved. So if you can't drive out there right now. It's tore up pretty bad because they're prepping it for paving. But this is our site right here. Again, just north of Madison, just west of Veterans Parkway. Next slide. To give you a little bit of a bigger picture view and to really highlight the amenities and everything that's surrounding us, this is the project site right here where the house is. Gives you a little bit better feel of 229, 10th Street coming out, and Veterans Parkway. Dolly Farms right here. And if you want to jump to the very next one. Yeah, we're off kilter just a little bit, but that's north. Here's Dolly Farms. Here's our site, Veterans Parkway. I do want to highlight here a recent announcement that I was really excited about. I would like to say that we knew it, and that was part of why we chose the site, but it was really just luck. There is going to be a Sanford clinic built pretty much right here, right on our site, right next to us. So fantastic medical in addition to the Avera that's right down the street. But things are developing just fantastic. There's the great bike and walking trail going along Veterans Parkway. Wonderful, wonderful attributes for our site. So that's what, when David brought me the site, when I said I want to do this, like, I found just the site and we jumped on it really, really quickly. Next slide. That's yours.
Yes. So the benefits of living at the Courtyards of Golden Gateway, there's no more mowing done by you, right? No more raking, no more shoveling. It's really low maintenance. It's not maintenance free, but it's pretty doggone close. And those things are covered for in by your HOA. The Courtyards of Golden Gateway also is an amenity-rich community, a generous clubhouse. There's pickleball, a fitness center, pool, golf simulator, and it's really the heartbeat of the community. It is like being on a staycation, as many have called it, or resort type living. And that's what a lot of people are looking for. They want to be pampered. And so this community is going to pamper you. The HOA, just a couple of the things that are included in the HOA. It is age restricted. 80% of the homes must have one resident that is at least 55 years or older. Up to 20% of the homes could be owned by those under 55 years of age. Then included in the HOA, snow removal of the private driveways and the sidewalks, lawn care, public amenity, or the clubhouse amenities, which we just spoke about, and it is also going to be professionally managed. I want to tell you one thing. Someone had asked me over the last few days, what about the streets? Who maintains the streets? The streets in the Courtyards of Golden Gateway are city maintained, which is awesome. So the burden of maintaining the streets is not on the homeowners. And that is going to result in a lifetime of lower dues. The estimated monthly dues is in the mid-200s. Floor plans, Kyle's going to come back up and talk to us about these amazing floor plans.
Absolutely. So the floor plans are what makes an EPCON home an EPCON home. A couple of the real bullet points of what makes them what they are. Number one, single level living. Everything you need is on the main floor. We'll talk about a little bit how there are options to finish space on a second level, but it's not space that's key to everyday living. It's just really additional space if you wish to have it. The other thing is the side courtyard. This is unique. I've never seen this in Sioux Falls, and just in general, it's really kind of a unique concept. But once I dug into it, I fell in love with the idea of it because it gives ultimate privacy to your outdoor space. And quite frankly, in our environment, it gives some wind protection in general and just a little bit more of a comfortable kind of closed-in feel to it. So with that, the floor plans. We are offering 3 floor plans. Those 3 floor plans have a range of square footages because there are optional structural add-ons you can do to them. And again, I can touch base on those, or any of us can, a little bit more afterwards on the boards, but we'll touch on those just a little bit. If you'll hit the first one, the Palazzo is the most modest of square footage. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath. The smallest configuration is 1,522 square feet. It goes up to 2,027. The ways, I know this is hard to decipher. This is the first time you guys are seeing this. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here. This is the garage, okay? Living room, kitchen, bedrooms, master suite, primary suite, everything on back. But then one of those structural add-ons is this area right back here, and that's a 4 seasons room. So fully conditioned space. It's just another room added on, but surrounded by windows, so flooded with light. This right here is the side courtyard that I talked about. So it's an indentation really into the home. What I fell in love with when I first walked into one of these models in regards to the side courtyard is it gives the opportunity to do windows all along that. And man, when you walk into these, it's just, they're flooded with light and they just feel really good. And that's a common theme throughout all of these. To get all the way up to 2,027 square feet, there is the option to finish the area above the garage, which makes for another bedroom and living area, can have a wet bar up there, it's got a bathroom up there. So really it's its own, it's almost like an apartment up there. Fantastic for when family or friends come to town and they can truly have their own space. Next one. The portico. The portico is the most popular of the Epcon plans. The portico is what we're going to use as our model, which we're under construction as we speak on the model unit. So that's going to be the first unit that we have that you'll be able to walk through once it's done. Several months away, but it is. It starts as small as 1,772 square feet, goes all the way up to 2,600 square feet. So that one really starts to get some square footage to it. Similarly, it's got a bedroom up front with its own bathroom, so this is almost its own ensuite already. The primary suite is on back, and you can still, again, add the 4 seasons sitting room off of the master. There is a den as well. Den, office, hobby room, kind of what you want to do with that space. And then again with this one, it's got the second floor space that can be added to it. That takes it all the way up to that 2,600 square feet. That one has a completely standalone bedroom, generous sized living room, wet bar area, bathroom. And then the promenade, the largest of the square footages, 2,000 feet up to 2,900 square feet. A lot of living space in this one. As you can see, really huge living room, dining, kitchen area, the core of the home. Bedroom up front, primary suite on back. This one is the one plan we have that you can get up to 3 bedrooms on the main floor. So if 3 bedrooms on the main is one of your boxes you need to check, the promenade is the one to go with. Because the den can easily be converted into an actual bedroom. Can also have the sitting room off of the bedroom, off of the primary suite, and then has even a larger suite area on the second floor. Again, bedroom, living, rec area, bathroom. All right, next one. Lots. So to kind of talk about lots, and we can absolutely discuss this a little bit more. You do have this same thing in your packet, just in case you do want to jot any notes down on it. For everybody joining us online, we will be emailing out the same packet of information that everybody has here physically. You'll get an electronic copy of it as well. So with the lots, now technically this is north, so to orient yourself just a little bit. So Powder House Road and Veterans Parkway is running across the top. Madison's right over here. Give a little perspective. Phase 1 of our project is going to be this yellowish orange area right here. Phase 2 is the blue. So that's going to be coming at a later time. Right here in the middle, that's where the clubhouse is going to go. So the clubhouse, pool, pickleball court, all the good stuff is going to be right here in the heart of the community. Right behind it, kind of on the corner of Rush and Rosemary, is where the model's going to be. It's where that portico model is going to be. And then we are starting 3 spec homes that we're already getting under construction just to get some activity going out there right away. So those are under construction right now. Again, we're going to have 38 lots available in phase 1. Once we hit a certain threshold, we'll pull the trigger on phase 2. Our intent is that we will only do this project in 2 phases. We don't want to chop it up into a whole bunch of different phases and really draw out the time. We want to just minimize the construction period. So 93 lots in phase 2. And we are going to construct these homes in a methodical manner. We aren't going to spot build, if you will. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, it's just a little bit chaotic and not as good of an experience for anybody that's going to buy out there. But number two, with the side courtyards on them, you don't really get the enjoyment of the side courtyard until there's another home next to you to create the enclosure and so that you can fully finish that side courtyard. So we are very specific about that for some very beneficial reasons to our buyers in making the experience out there as positive as quickly as possible. We are also going to release lots in a methodical way. Since we've begun building on the corner of Rush and Rosemary and we're working east down Rush, that is probably the order and the progression we will go in. And so we will release lots in an orderly manner. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Don't need to go into any more detail on that now. I do want to point out the vast majority of these are slab on grade and 2-car garage units. There is a really limited supply of 3-car garage units, and there's a really limited supply of walkout units. The only reason we have walkout units is because of some topography. Right down here along Rosemary, we just had to do it. But I know there's some people that really want a basement, so if that's the box you need to check, then down there is where that's going to happen. Yeah.
Perfect. So Kyle, while we're talking about the next phase, let's do this together.
Okay.
And this is the reservation phase. This is where you will reserve a lot. You'll secure the best possible pricing. That's the benefit of doing the reservation phase. You're going to build equity as a result of that. Access to the best home sites in the community before it's sold out. First pick of lot, floor plan, and exterior elevation, being part of a growing community from the beginning. There is something very special about that indeed, where you're the first in. So that is some of the benefits. Anything to add to that, Kyle?
No,
okay,
nailed it.
Awesome. So there's going to be a pre-reservation period. So prior to the reservation event, which will be the 16th of March, and I believe we have a slide on this, we'll be setting a time to meet with each interested party, one-on-one with myself. In the next few weeks to come, you'll be able to choose your top 3 home sites and your preferred home plan. So we'll have an introduction today here, as well as the introduction to the floor plans will go out on to the Zoom people as well, or will they?
Not the introduction
Okay,
to the floor plan.
okay, just the one-on-ones. So make that one-on-one appointment with me. And we'll set up some times. We'll have some one-on-ones, and then we'll have some group appointments as well. So for convenience of time, so you can get your questions answered. You can we'll have a site plan that you can look at that'll give you some more details for that. So anyway, this is what you'll do prior to the reservation event. Set a time to meet with me, one-on-one or in a small group. Choose your top 3 home sites and your preferred floor plan. Then the reservation event. This is the big event. It'll be happening right here, and we'll also be doing it on Zoom, perhaps.
Figure that out.
We're just that's not yet that's not yet firm, but it is a definite question mark. So it'll be Wednesday, March 16th at 6 p.m. right here at the Willow Run Golf Course Clubhouse. We will have a time of gathering, socializing before the event. Not sure exactly how long that'll be, but more information will be coming out on that. This is an information meeting, and this is the information that we have so far. Order for choosing lots. As you come in, you'll take a number, and that number will be called out. So it'll be random, by a random drawing. Home sites are selected and marked as sold at this event, and there will be, people need to come prepared to have a $5,000 refundable deposit, but you want to have a check in hand for that reservation to become firm at the event. And so that's really it. There'll be a reservation form as well that you'll fill out that night, or we may fill it out early in the one-on-one meeting.
Good. And I just want,
yeah.
I know David said it, this is just a key part to this, so I want to repeat it one more time. At that event, where we will have a drawing for the order of choosing lots, that's the fairest way we can come up, where we know there's going to be a number of people that want in initially. Instead of us just picking and choosing who gets to choose first, we will do it fairly through a drawing that night. And then you can put your name on the big floor plan, or the big site plan that we have as sold. That document David was referring to, I just want to stress that is a refundable deposit. It doesn't go non-refundable at that point. So if something changes in the meantime before you sign your actual purchase agreement for the home you want to build, you get that money back. But it will hold that lot in the meantime. That's the key to it.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyle. So what happens next? Once your lot is released for contract, I'll contact you. We'll have 10 days from that time of notification to choose to move forward. You'll sign your purchase agreement. The floor plan, elevation, and structural options will be decided at that point. Your $5,000 refundable deposit will now become non-refundable as part of that purchase agreement. And then an additional $5,000 non-refundable deposit will be added to that for a total of $10,000. So to talk about the process as well as the money and what the expectations are, it's good to know that in advance. Anything more to add to that, Kyle?
No.
Okay. Then, 15 days from that point of time, you will have those 15 days to meet with our designer, Stephanie Vostad, who's here today. We're so glad to have her here. You'll be able to choose all your finishes. You'll be able to go shopping for all of your interior and exterior finishes, selections. After the design selections are made, they will become final. And then there will be a $20,000 additional deposit at that time, which will be non-refundable as well. So you'll have a total of $30,000 of non-refundable deposit at that point in time. You will have made all your choices. All of your structural choices will have been made, and all of your finished choices will have been made. And we know how important that is in the time that we're at, where finishes are difficult, and things are difficult to get. They've been challenging. So this process is really made to try to have as least disappointment as possible. There's no further deposits after this, and no construction loan. So you're not having to come up with construction financing and then take out financing. which is very good. Now, to talk about design, Stephanie Vostad, part of the Kelly Construction team, is right here with us. Some of you know Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie, and I am the designer and client experience manager for Kelly Construction. I have been in the industry for 19 years, which sounds crazy, but I absolutely love what I do. And this has been a fun project to work on. I am coming up with some design options. It's basically going to be a 3-tier process where buyers will get to choose within the options that I have already laid out for you to simplify the process. And you will get to choose whether you stay within the base pricing or you choose to upgrade in certain areas. It'll be personalized, but yet systemized without being overwhelming for you, which most people will love. So our goal is to make this as easy and relaxed yet enjoyable for everyone. So hopefully that sounds like what you want. And I will be there to guide you through the process.
Awesome. So Stephanie, we have a few examples here, a few samples of rooms. Tell us a little bit about, this is the owner suite?
Yes, this is the owner suite. This one does have the sitting room, which is optional off of it, which I think a lot of people will love to have.
Absolutely.
Here is a picture of, this is the portico. This is the model that we'll be doing, just of the main living area, kitchen, and then dining. And then of course you can see the beautiful courtyard area there.
Yeah.
Through all the nice big windows.
And then we'll talk about the structural options, which the structural options, just so that you know what structural means to this process, it's the sitting room, for example, like Stephanie was talking about, that is off the master bedroom. You'll make that decision up front. There's the bonus suite, which is above the garage that Kyle had shared about earlier. This is a picture of it with a bar as part of that suite, and you'll be able to see that as you look at the floor plans. There's just another shot of the bonus suite. It's rather large, and quite enjoyable. Really adds to your space. The room that's a sitting room, that can be anything from a patio to a covered patio to a screened-in patio to a Four Seasons room or a sitting room. So it's very versatile. Each one of these homes, you get the chance to personalize it, not just from the standpoint of meeting with Stephanie to personalize the interior, but to really be able to personalize the exterior as well, so that the whole package, your home will not look like the home, even if it's the same floor plan, the home next door, it won't look the same. So we have different elevations, basically what the front of the home will look like. So we just want you to know that as well. I'm honored to work with Kelly Construction. I've been able to serve as the broker, the listing broker for Kelly Construction on the homes that they brought to Sioux Falls. We've had a great history, and this opportunity to bring the Courtyards at Golden Gateway is just the tip of the iceberg. It's incredible. We appreciate Kyle and Stephanie, the team. It's just incredible what you've done. If we have questions at this time, both online as well, we've tried to, we did actually preview, or we got some questions ahead of time. We tried to build those into our presentation so it could answer some questions. But if you have questions here in the room, if you want to raise your hand, speak up loudly, and either Kyle, Stephanie, or myself will be happy to answer those questions.
So my question is regarding the random selection for the lots.
Sure.
Is that just the lots in phase 1 that you'll be pulling from?
That's correct. So the initial reservation that we're doing on March 16th, that will strictly be for phase 1 lots. Yes.
Perfect. Anyone else? I saw another hand.
So then what would the timeline be for start of construction and when you anticipate the first several models or the first several homes being completed?
Yeah, outstanding question. I'll repeat it just to make sure everybody could hear it. But she was asking about the timeline of construction, really from breaking ground until you can be ready to move in. I'm going to answer that in a slightly longer-winded way than you would think it's necessary. But I think everybody has heard over the last year what has gone on with construction, supply chain issues, labor issues, and whatnot. We've been able to do really well with that here in Sioux Falls with the product that we're building right over in Mystic Creek. But with that, there are some unknowns. This is a new product, a different product, and we are bringing on some different subs to do it. So we've prepped them, we've been working with them already, but having never built them, I can't say for sure. I can say I'm confident it'll be in that 6 to 8 month range, and we are trying to make that shorter, but we're not going to overcommit in the beginning. So I'm going to say 6 to 8 months, start to finish.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Jan asked 2 questions. Are small gardens allowed? And if you reserve a lot, how long can you delay the construction?
Absolutely, 2 wonderful questions. The gardens question. Within your courtyard, your side courtyard where your patio is, and in most of these, that will be a fenced area. That will be an area that does not have grass, and so the HOA will not come in there and mow it. It'll be a fully landscaped area, essentially. Within that area, you are free to do what you want. The HOA will clearly have some guidelines and whatnot on there, but yeah, that is where you would want to plant your garden. You wouldn't be allowed to put one like in your backyard or something like that. So that's gardens, and then how long can you delay? So that's a tricky one there, because when a lot gets released because we're ready to build on that next one, we've got to go. So if you're not ready to go at that point, you kind of have 2 choices. One is to get ready really fast, or to kind of back away and say, I just can't move ahead yet. I'm going to have to release my reservation on that lot. You'll get your deposit back, but then you'll just have to choose a different lot on the site. We can't sit and wait because we want to be really methodical in respect to everybody else.
You talked about landscaping. What's included, or is that a buyer's choice, or are there trees a lot, or how does that work?
Yeah, to be honest, we're still finalizing real specifics of that, but I can tell you most lots are going to have a street tree out front. The lots aren't very wide, so like 1 street tree is probably where we'll end up. Some lots, just because of spacing with driveways and everything, might not, but so I'm going to say 1-ish street tree out front, and the landscaping on the front of the home will be included. So some shrubs off of the front porch and a mulch or rocked area out front. It's going to be included. Above and beyond that, any trees or anything like that in the backyards, to be determined. We will have some landscaped area around your patio. There will be upgrade options to make that patio, your private courtyard area, really special if you want to. Yeah.
Troy and Jeanette asked, how do you determine who gets the 3 stall garage lots, and where are they located?
You bet. So how do we determine who gets the 3 stall garage lots? Initially, it's going to be by drawing. It's going to be on March 16th. Whoever comes in, it's going to be their choice. So whoever's first to pick, if they want a 3-car lot, they're going to get first pick. If they want a 2-car lot, they'll pick a 2, and then all of the 3 stalls will still be there. So it's going to be in order. Assuming they don't all go during the reservation event, we have no idea how many people are going to come that night and reserve. After the reservation event, then it truly is just first come, first serve. Then you can just, if there's some left over, and the next day you come in and meet with David, you can reserve a 3-car.
And to build on that question, Jan had asked, will lots that have the walkout basement have the ability to have the 3-stall garage?
Yeah, absolutely. And David, if you would, I'll address some of this. Would you back up
Yeah.
to a site plan?
Yes. Yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm backing up and looking at a site plan. Oh, gosh.
And I guess online, is this very visible online? Not very, okay.
Not as well, but I've got the presentation on back notes here.
Okay,
You want to use the printer?
So, no, this is,
Okay.
I'd rather
All right.
point.
Okay.
So, I apologize. We're talking about,
3-car garage.
Walkout basement,
The
and
walkout.
the ability for the 3-stall.
yeah. So these are the walkouts down here on the lower side of Rosemary. And this is hard to take away with you, but within phase 1, I believe this lot, this lot, this lot, and this lot. So I think 4 of them. Or did I put 5 on the sheet? I think maybe I put 5.
Yeah.
4 or 5 of the walkouts in phase 1 are going to be 3-car garages.
Yeah. So that actually, yeah.
And then one more that came from Troy and Jeanette. When will the clubhouse be completed, and what kind of fitness equipment do you normally have?
We don't have a brand on the fitness equipment yet. That hasn't been ordered, so I can't answer that yet. We plan to generally do something along the lines of a treadmill, an elliptical, some free weights, padded floor, so it could be used for yoga or something like that as well. Mirrors on the wall. Timeline on the clubhouse. We plan to break ground on it within the next 30 days. We would have already, but permitting's taken longer than we expected. So we plan to have that broken ground within about a month. Again, we're estimating right now, but it should take about 8 months to construct the clubhouse. But once it starts, we're going to be off to the races with it, because it's important to us as well to get that there. It's going to be kind of a hallmark, like David said, the heartbeat of the community. We want that there as well.
And then Kyle, they're wondering, when you're pointing at the screen, are you able to say the lot numbers you're referring to so the people in the chat can you see that very clearly up there?
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. So it's lot 16. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
glad
yeah,
you showed this
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Lot 16 and lot,
17.
not 17, and 18 are the 2 walkouts that'll be 3 cars. This one here in the middle, even though it seems logical that it would be a walkout, it's not. The way it's graded, it is not. It's a flat lot, but that is a 3-car as well. So these 3 lots right here are 3-car garages. 13 across the street as well is a 3-car garage.
And then one more.
And then lot number 26,
6.
lot 26 is as well. Right up here on the corner of Powder House and Rush. Keeping in mind, David can sit down and discuss these with you, and I'm sure it'll be much clearer.
I think we have a question in the back here, sir.
Association documents with bylaws and covenants are in place with that yet? Or?
They are almost finished. We're on revision 2. David and I are reviewing them as we speak. I hope to be able to email those out within 2 weeks. Yeah.
From the audience, Kim?
In regards to lot size on Rush Street, you said a house next to it would help create the courtyard effect. Is the courtyard created by fencing and wall, or is it a 0 lot line situation? What
Wonderful
creates,
question.
in reference to what you made.
Yeah. That will be something that will be more easy to explain one-on-one, but in generalities, I can certainly explain it. I'm trying to think of which graphic might be the easiest, and it might be this one. So we're building the portico model right here, and then the next house will be right here. The house courtyard will be on this side for this house. These homes have been specifically designed knowing this is the situation they're going to be. So on the model, the side that faces this home and the courtyard is pretty much a blank wall. There's a couple of high windows, but that way there's not a neighbor looking right outside at your patio. You have a glass of wine in the evening, you know. So that's what creates that privacy of it. The unique thing about how these work and what the HOA docs will also spell out in clear detail is that on every side of a home, you've got essentially a patio side, which is your courtyard side, and you've got what they call a passive side. The passive side is your blank wall side of the house. Your passive side always faces somebody's courtyard side. So, on your passive side of your home, your neighbor with the courtyard has an easement on your 5 feet, just like you have an easement on the other side. So that doubles the size that your courtyard area can be. I know this is, does that make sense?
I would not have access to the passageway side, they would.
So
I've had a house like that before.
Oh,
just
nice.
Making sure I understand.
Perfect.
That's what
So
it
you
is.
will have access to it for maintenance of your home.
Okay, right.
You don't.
Paint or whatever.
Yep.
Windows.
Yeah, something happens.
Right.
However, you don't, and it's worded in there, you don't get to just pop into your neighbor's patio.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But by all means, if you need to maintain your home for some reason, you have access to that.
Well,
Yeah.
Cool.
Brad Cross had asked, does the buyer have an option to select a particular rain shower system and pay builder the charge?
So the only fixtures in this case are going to be the fixtures that are in the packages that we have. I can't speak immediately to like the plumbing package yet. We're still putting the final tweaks together on that. In general, I think I'm going to answer his question more of a general way. We will not be able to accommodate like a one-off special thing. Like, you know, if it's a special rain head somebody wants, unfortunately not. That would have to happen after you own the unit and if you wanted to do any remodeling to it. But we have to keep these within a streamlined, kind of systemized way.
14, lot 14, is that the clubhouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that someone was just wondering what lot number that was. And then, is there a separate charge for the lot, or is this included in the total price of home? And is there floor heat in the slab homes?
So in the pricing slide that we put up, the starting prices, that does include a base lot, yes. So it includes the base lot. There are different price points of lots. So obviously there's more expensive lots and at different variables. Those will all be available when David meets with you, so you can kind of take that into factor when you decide which lot is best for you. There is not floor heat.
Okay.
Is it I mean, can it be an upgrade for floor heat?
It's not right now,
Okay.
no.
And how about colors of homes, the exteriors? Is that a set for all of them?
Color palette?
It will be set, but we will still have some options. So right now, we're still finalizing, but probably around 7 to 10 different options. So,
As well as stone.
yes.
Some
Yep.
homes will have stone, some homes won't, so there will be ability to personalize the look on the outside.
Anyone else in the room with any other questions?
Yeah.
So guest parking, since there's going to be limited spaces, obviously, at each location, will there be street parking? Will there be locations where guests can park?
So obviously driveways. And driveways should be adequate with the typical city setbacks to fit 4 normal sized cars in driveways and then street parking. Yeah. The clubhouse will have its own dedicated parking lot.
Hey Kyle.
Yeah.
So one person on Zoom has said there are duplicate lot numbers in phase 1.
Because those are different block numbers.
Right.
Okay? So when we have we're having a marketing site plan done. It wasn't done for today, so we had to use our engineered one. So we are going to have a much clearer, easier to understand site plan that has addresses on it. We will take the lot numbers off, which I understand are confusing because there are duplicates. So when that's out, we will get that dispersed, and then we will only identify lots by a street address, and it'll be much clearer.
And then what is the HVAC system, all electric or natural gas?
Gas.
What was the question?
The question from online was the HVAC system, if it was all electric or gas, and we are using gas systems.
And then will the HOA provide de-icing for the north-facing lots?
So that's going to be, we haven't gotten that granular with the HOA. The HOA will do what it needs, right, to best serve the unit. Oh, what was the question? The question online was if the HOA will provide de-icing for the north-facing lots. My response was the HOA docs themselves don't go that specific with it, but what they do allow for and speak to is snow and ice removal. So I guess what I can say is they're going to do what they need to do in order to make sure that everybody's happy with their snow and ice removal. One caveat, you don't want to put salt on concrete that is a year or newer. It will ruin it. So there is that caveat in there.
And then will there be club and activity opportunities similar to a Del Webb community?
Will there be club and activity opportunities? The way I interpret that question is like, will there be organized activities within the clubhouse, essentially, or within the HOA? And yes, we fully do intend to help facilitate anything from like card clubs to wine and whiskey tastings to church groups meeting in the clubhouse. We're going to have a golf simulator, so I would envision having golf leagues. Kind of, you name it. But we also want the community to become its own, right?
Right.
So, you know, if you have an idea for something or an activity to host or to do, hopefully there will be like an activities committee, and then different things can be communicated to the community. So, absolutely, that is exactly what we envision for it.
How about pets? Any pet restrictions?
No pet restrictions, just whatever city allows. Are there pet restrictions was the question.
Yes.
I want to make sure everybody can hear.
Yeah.
And no, we are not restricting anything. We are strictly following the city code on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone asked for like the pickleball courts or the pool. Is it just one pickleball court, one pool, indoor and outdoor, just one outdoor?
Yeah, absolutely. So some specifics on the amenities of the clubhouse and the clubhouse property. There will be one pool. I don't have the dimensions of the pool right now. It'll be outdoor pool. One pickleball court. There is room to expand to put a second one. Did I miss any of that question?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll expand on the clubhouse just a little bit because it is really going to be kind of awesome. It's going to be high style decorated. It's not going to be low end. Sometimes you go into communities and they kind of chintz on the clubhouse and they put the cheaper stuff in there. We're going the opposite.
It won't be.
It's
Like
going to be
that.
nice. It's going to be really cool. A big kitchen area in it. High vaulted ceilings with a little bit of beaming in them.
Yep. Beautiful, huge stone fireplace inside, and then there's also a covered porch with an outdoor fireplace with some seating around it. A sunroom.
Is there a guest room in the club, you know, if you have out-of-towners or no?
There's not.
Okay.
No,
Just
good
thought-
question.
Yeah.
Brad asked, I'm assuming if you reserve or commit to a contract, you have to provide proof you were 55 or older. I'm not sure Sioux Falls rules on Airbnb, but I assume these homes will be owner occupied as opposed to rentals.
Yes, so the HOA docs, we have crafted them in a way to prevent Airbnb, but without preventing you the flexibility that if you want to be in Phoenix for half of the year, that you could rent out your unit, but 6-month minimums. So the idea being to give you flexibility, but to not have a revolving door of people coming in and out and not respecting your community.
That's all I've got for questions so far.
Well, maybe some more will pop in. And
Yeah.
have any others crossed your minds in the room? In a nutshell, you know, we've got a lot of answers today. we don't have all the answers yet. Some of this is still being created, and some of this is still just frankly being tweaked. But we are off to the races. We've got, I just stopped out at the site this morning. We've got the footings dug on 2 units. 2 more units will be dug very soon. Within 30 days, the clubhouse footings will be dug. So there's going to be a lot of activity happening out there soon. And then shortly thereafter is when we intend to start filling orders from the reservation event. Yeah. So right now we're thinking those first units from reservation that will probably break ground in mid-ish April, kind of depending on weather, with the idea that then we would be delivering those first finished units 6 to 8 months after that. I guess I will touch on the fact that we do have 3 spec homes that we are starting right now. Those will clearly be the first units done. So if there was any sort of timing in that you just needed one sooner than waiting all the way to reserve one and then your lot coming up and then getting built, we will have 3 units that will be getting done, you know, probably fall.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Cool. Well, with that, a lot of questions, great questions, and just the presentation. This is an informational meeting. The next phase of this will be meeting one-on-one with myself to discuss the lots and the floor plans and the reservation event so that you're ready to go. Reservation event evening, you'll be ready with your 3 top lot choices. Your floor plan you'll have pretty well figured out. The elevation and those type of things. You won't be meeting with Stephanie until after that, but it will be soon. So we're so looking forward to it. Feel free to linger. Kyle will be here, Stephanie will be here, I'll be here myself as well until the room is cleared. And we appreciate you coming by. And thank you for your interest in Courtyards at Golden Gateway. Thanks.